Good morning, Morgan, and good morning to any of Morgan's friends that are joining us for today's video. And today's video is going to be a very short one. We don't even have any examples to show you, so there's no example code or output. But we're talking about the dialects again, okay? And before we start the reading, I just want to remind you what the dialects are. The dialect is a set of parameters that describe the nature of the CSV file that you're writing in. Like, how is it delimiting it? Is it using commas or tabs or whatever? And the dialect is a collection, an object that has those parameters in it. Okay, so you can work with different CSV files that are set up different ways. The reason it is like this is because back in the day, back in the 1980s, when people first started using these spreadsheet programs, it was the Wild West. And you had different products creating different files that would be then read in to these, essentially the very first databases. Okay, and these files are still out there, and this is a way of dealing with it. Okay, so the reason we have dialects is because of what happened back in the 80s and how that that lack of standardization has carried through 40, 50 years into the future. All right, now with that, enough of the history. Let's go ahead and start reading.
Class CSV, Dialect. The dialect class is a container class whose attributes contain information for how to handle double quotes, whitespace, delimiters, etc. Due to the lack of a strict CSV specification, different applications produce subtly different CSV data. Dialect instances define how reader and writer instances behave. All available dialect names are returned by list_dialects, and they can be registered with specific reader and writer classes through their initializer, __init___ functions like this. Import CSV. With open, students.csv, w, new line equals, asks file. Writer equals csv.writer, xfile, dialect equals Unix. Class CSV.Excel. The Excel class defines the usual properties of an Excel-generated CSV file. It is registered with the dialect name Excel. Class CSV.Excel_tab. The Excel_tab class defines the usual properties of an Excel-generated tab-delimited file. It is registered with the dialect name ExcelTab. Class CSV.Unix_dialect. The Unix_dialect class defines the usual properties of a CSV file generated on Unix systems, i.e. using \n as line terminator and quoting all fields. It is registered with the dialect name Unix. Unix.
All right. Before we go, I'm going to give you a little bit of history. All right. So, the spreadsheet program that you know of as Excel, that everybody uses today, okay, was not the very first one, okay? The very first spreadsheet program was called VisiCalc, and it was created by these two hippie professors at Harvard. And because they were hippies, they just open sourced it. Hey, if you want to use this, fine. Okay, it's free, right? But the thing is you needed something called a personal computer to run the program. Okay, so this is what drove the introduction of the personal computer into society, because the accountants had to use the spreadsheet software, okay, and they also had to use what you know as Word. They use like WordPress or something it was another one. Those two applications, the ability to write something digitally instead of actually having to type it out, okay, major time saver, and the spreadsheet programs is what created the PC revolution, because it got people introduced to using the personal computer at work, and then they said, hey man, I want the PC for home because, you know, I like to play solitary or Minesweeper. All right, so that's how it goes. So anyway, so VisiCalc started, okay, and of course it was really kludgy, and because it was, you know, free, these guys just put it together on a weekend. So the first real one that was commercially available was something called Lotus 123, and the other program was like something Press, WordPress, okay. I think that's wrong somehow. And then Microsoft came up with an idea. They go like, we're going to come up with our own versions of these programs, and we're going to give them away free whenever you buy our frickin' operating system. Okay? And that's how we got Word and Excel, because believe me, if you're given it an opportunity to use something for free versus something you have to pay for, all right, you're going to use the free thing, okay? And why did they do that? To get people to buy their stuff so they could get market share. So that's just a little aside. That little bit of information might be useful to you when you start in your business classes, okay? All right, enough history and enough of this. Go out. Enjoy your day. Have fun. Try not to get in too much trouble. And we'll see you in the next video. All right? All right.